Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lucas McCrudden and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a Dutch baby. Let's start with the ingredients. You're going to need 3 eggs, a tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, 4 tablespoons of butter, some nutmeg, half a cup of milk, a cast iron skillet, the juice of half a lemon, powdered sugar, and a blender. Once you're done gathering your ingredients, look over them triumphantly, and then it's time to start cracking those 3 eggs right into your blender. Using the blender isn't actually completely necessary. You can do all of this in a bowl and just mix it. It's just a little easier when you do it in a blender. One thing I'm going to tell you guys right now, it's probably pretty self-explanatory, but do your best not to get any eggshells in the blender. The last thing you want to be eating at breakfast is eggshells. Everyone knows that. Next, you're going to grab a stick of butter, cut it in half, and that's about 4 tablespoons right there. And you're going to take that and you're going to put it into the cast iron skillet. Preheat your oven to 450 degrees and toss it in there. You want to make sure that your butter does not burn. You should keep your eye on it the whole time. It should take about 10 minutes. You just want it to turn into a liquid. Next, you're going to add a half of cup of flour into your eggs and just toss that right in the blender. The next thing you're going to want to do is frantically look for your measuring spoons that you forgot to pull out, and you're going to take your sugar, open that bad boy up just like so, and then take a full tablespoon of sugar and dump it right in your blender. Next, I'm going to suggest using whole milk for this. You're going to add half a cup of whole milk to your blender, and you're going to just throw that bad boy in there, dump it in. And after that, you're going to take your nutmeg. I had whole nutmeg, so I decided to just kind of zest them on in there with the grater. And you don't need too much. There's no actual really precision in this. It's just really, you need a pinch of nutmeg a little bit. I may have added a little too much right here, but hey, it was really good, really good. You are then going to take a teaspoon of vanilla extract and also dump that bad boy right into the blender. Then you're going to put your top on and blend that bad boy up. Once again, the blender is not 100% necessary. It's just you need to make sure all of the ingredients are emulsified together. You don't want any little chunks of flour or anything in there. You want the whole thing to be a uniform liquid. Next, you're going to want to start on whatever toppings you want to put on your Dutch baby. The Dutch baby itself is not the sweetest thing in the world, so today I decided to go with a lemon glaze over it. So for that, I took the juice of half a lemon. I probably used a little too much. You should only use about a teaspoon. Next, you're going to add a full cup of powdered sugar. This is just going to be so that it can thicken up with the lemon, and it's going to be really, really good on top of it. I promise. The lemon glaze also adds a sweetness to the Dutch baby and kind of makes it feel like you're eating fried dough in the morning, but it's okay because it's still classified as a breakfast food. You are then going to add 1/4 of a cup of milk. Here I used 1%. I would once again suggest using whole milk. It's a little thicker. It's going to be a lot better for the glaze, and you got to make it so you do not need to whisk it for nearly as long. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I spent a good amount of time doing this. After that, you're going to pull your buttered cast iron skillet out of the oven that's been preheating in there. Make sure the butter's nice and liquidy. And then you're going to take your Dutch baby liquid and you're going to pour it right in there. And you're going to set that bad boy in the oven at 425 for about 20 minutes. All right? Now the Dutch baby is going to puff up. So what you're going to want to do, for me at least, is just in case you're going to want to take out the rack above the Dutch baby that you put in the oven. One more thing that I should add as I'm just over here whisking this glaze together, I do suggest that you use room temperature ingredients. It definitely gives you more of a puff. Here I did not use room temperature ingredients, and as you're about to see in another minute or two, I pull it out and it doesn't have nearly as much of a puff. But let's be honest, that bad boy still looks absolutely delicious. Next, I added my glaze. You can see it's still a little liquidy onto there. So I whisked some more, and then I went and I grabbed
a spoon.
Rather than spreading it with the whisk, I grabbed a brush and brushed it over it. Made it look extra pretty. Looking delicious right there. The glaze is absolutely fantastic. You are then just, does not look good. My goodness. Now, by far the hardest part of making a Dutch baby, in all honesty, is getting it out of the pan to serve. So you're gonna see me, I take a just regular kitchen knife and I go around it a few times, and really make sure that none of the dough is stuck. You can tell from my facial expression that I'm focused in on that bad boy. You're not going to be able to fully get it up with the knife. You want to get under it like that though, and then you're going to use the knife as well as a spatula to make sure it does not break. You can see as I go to use the spatula that it does break a little bit right there where the knife is, and that's okay. It's not a bad break, so I just kind of pinch it together and throw it on the plate, and my goodness, would you just look at that. There's nothing quite like eating fried dough for breakfast, is there? My goodness. Next, you're going to need to cut this bad boy. I have this pair of scissors right here. You can use a knife if you want. I do suggest using a nice pair of kitchen scissors. They're super useful. If you don't have a pair, get them. Because I don't know if you've ever tried to slice a pizza with anything, but knife doesn't work. Pizza cutters are just okay, but these bad boys go right through that. So you're going to cut it into wedges. You can cut it into 4 wedges, 8 wedges, 16 wedges. It doesn't really matter. It's all up to you. Here I cut it into 8s, and my goodness, it was perfect. Everyone had about 2 pieces, so I guess I could have cut it into 4ths, but it was still absolutely delicious. I tasted it, and it was still just a little bit not sweet enough, so I'm adding a little bit of powdered sugar here over the top. All right, maybe not a little bit. Maybe I went a little excessive with the powdered sugar, but come on. Would you look at that? Powdered sugar coming out of there. Absolutely delicious. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Wow. And the fact that you can eat this for breakfast, still not feel bad about it, that's a win-win in my book. Next thing you're going to want to do is go in there and get some close-ups of that bad boy and really just, look at it, appreciate it. You're going to then grab a piece right here. My goodness, would you look at that? Absolutely delicious. It's not very much, but I promise you it is fantastic. You're gonna take your fork, you're gonna take your knife, you're gonna cut a little piece of that bad boy off, fork it, throw it into your mouth, and give 2 thumbs up to the camera because that's just how good it is.